What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and today we're talking about all of these multiplayer games that are shutting down in 2023. And I obviously I don't want a developer to not make money and have their stuff shut down, but it feels like we're in this renaissance of single player games again, where companies are starting to realize that, hey, people might prefer just to play single player games and then move on to something else. There's nothing wrong with multiplayer games, of course. I mean, there's obviously a huge market for them, and people love it. But I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but when every single multiplayer game comes out and there's a battle pass or a million cosmetics and this and that, I know companies got to make their money, but I mean, it's just too much, and it's really started. I want to say with PUBG, but really it was really Fortnite that kind of kicked things off in this crazy spiral of multiplayer games where everything has a battle pass, everything's got cosmetics and skins and all that stuff, and every game has to be a live service game, and it's just a lot. So I mean, obviously we've had in the news here, I'm reading off my phone, but Apex Legends Mobile, Battlefield Mobile is shutting down, Crossfire X, Knockout City. I know that was a pretty big one. I think they were like on 9 seasons or something like that. And then Rumbleverse as well. The I've never played it, but it's like the hand-to-hand combat battle royale game, which it was different and did something kind of creative within the battle royale space. But there's just been so many games, but specifically battle royale games that have come and gone. And while single player games never disappeared, of course, there was always indie games to kind of fulfill that role in the gaming community. But I feel like we're starting to get more and more AAA single player only games, and I love that. I mean you have something like Elden Ring that sold over 20 million copies in its first year, which is absolutely insane. I believe it's 20 million. I think it is. And then you have something like God of War, Ragnarok, that just came out in November, um, and has sold over 11 million copies, which is like a record. I think it's the fastest selling PlayStation title of all time. So there's absolutely a market for single player only games, and I think we're in that renaissance now where we're gonna see even more like AAA games coming out. We've got like Jedi Survivor coming out in March now. I think it got delayed, or maybe it's April. I can't. Anyways, you have studios like EA that were like notorious for pushing on multiplayer stuff. I just finished the Dead Space remake. I'm getting ready to finish my second run, and if y'all remember back in Dead Space 2, they had a multiplayer game tacked onto that. That was kind of the era where you needed to have a reason to keep people playing, so they didn't turn in their games. Yada yada yada. Bioshock 2 had a multiplayer portion of that game, which I actually liked it a lot. I thought it was actually quite good, and the Dead Space one wasn't bad either. You actually played as the Necromorph, so it was like a unique spin on Dead Space. But like I said, ever since like Fortnite launched, I mean, there's just been so many multiplayer games. Destiny also created that like live service game, stuff like The Division, and then like something like Marvel's Avengers, which I thought was a pretty good, like decent campaign. But once they had like the strike stuff added into it, and like not necessarily forced multiplayer, but that was kind of like the idea. They wanted you to dive in there with your friends and stuff. I did not like it as much when it got to that point. And that was a few hours in. I still finished the game. And again, I thought the campaign was good, but that the live service stuff just was absolutely not needed. So I think we're finally over the hump where these companies say, hey, maybe live service multiplayer only stuff just isn't going to cut it anymore, and we should focus on a really solid single player, experience, and sell a ton of copies. And obviously you can't have like you can't sell cosmetics and stuff like that. So I get it, but I think we're in this renaissance and this new era where single player games are huge again and are selling like crazy. So Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys agree? You know, and again, there's always been single player games, and that's kind of where I've always gone to. I don't play a ton of multiplayer games anymore outside of like Halo Infinite. It's kind of the only one I play. Obviously, Fortnite, Call of Duty, PUBG. Those are all heavy hitters, and those will always be popular, I think, going forward. But yeah, just a lot of these kind of smaller stuff are kind of phasing out. Which again, like I said at the top of the video, I don't want them to fail, but there's too many that it would eventually kind of shatter, right? The multiplayer like aspect. There's only so much you can release in terms of games before people kind of die off and they don't want to try everything. The people just like what they want to play and stick to what they know. So again, I don't want these games to fail, but I saw it coming a mile away, and I'm sure a lot of people did too. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.